there is someone else done out there, but my Java is installed, so I'm done with this part. The next part is installing VS Code. My VS Code is already installed. If you don't have it installed, run the executable file for VS Code to have it installed. And then after installing it, you will need to look to install the Flutter and that extension in your VS Code. So in my VS Code here, what I'll do, I'll come to this section of extensions, which is right here. Click on extensions, then search for Flutter. Flutter is right here. This Flutter that you see here with that code, from that code, this is the Flutter extension that you need installed. So I'll click install. Okay, do you trust the publisher? That code? Yes. Okay, it is installing. If you get any issues, please, you just raise your hand and we see how we can help you. So my my Flutter extension is is installing in VS Code. I just wait a few minutes and it will be done installing. Okay, as it is installing, slides that I've skipped. Okay, so like I said, we shall look at what Flutter is and why we are using it, its architecture, and so on. So Flutter is Google's open source. It is Google's open source UI toolkit for building natively compiled applications for mobile, web, and desktop from a single code base. So that is what Flutter is. Like, technically it is a framework developed by Google, and it is used for building UI components. And when you're building mobile apps with Flutter, you get a chance to build the UI and the back end. They are all controlled within the Flutter code, which is a Dart code. So you have a chance to build applications for mobile, web, and desktop using a single code base, which makes development work very easy. Then, okay, this is some history. Created by Google 2017, uses that programming language. It allows hot reload for fast development. We shall look at fast hot reload after installing our Flutter. Native performance, single code base, multiple platforms. So the Flutter promise is write once, run anywhere. Excuse me. Okay, so my Flutter extension is done installing. When you see the word uninstalled here, it means it has finished installing and I'm free to use it. Okay, so after this, the next step, we are on to step 4, which is unzipping the command line tools and the Flutter SDK, and then having directories for them in C. So let's first do this. You go to your C directory. Mine is here. This is my C directory. and I have to create a folder here. I'll name it Flutter. You have a folder there named Flutter, and then another folder named Android SDK, like that. Then I come back to where I have these files. Where are my files? Flutter is here. So let me begin with this one. I'm going to unzip it. You unzip these command line tools, then you extract them to the folder we named Android SDK. So in Android SDK, we are extracting their command line tools. They are in C. This is Android SDK. Please don't make errors there. After that, you start unzipping, and that is done. So let me open another something else here. So when I go to this PC, local disk C, Android SDK, you can see the command line tools are there. So that is fine. Okay, then we come back. Excuse me. Okay, so we come back to our Flutter SDK. We open it, and we shall now unzip it and extract it to the folder which we named Flutter. Still in local disk C, Flutter is here, just like that. We wait for it to finish unzipping the files. Okay, it is unzipping in just a few minutes. So you can be still eating something small here. Okay, like you're saying, build beautiful apps, fast apps for any screen. So this is Flutter versus other frameworks. So we are having various frameworks here. This is Flutter, the one we are working with. This is React Native, which we shall cover about 2 weeks from now. This is Xamarin, which is another framework for building mobile apps. Then this is Native. Okay, the language that Flutter uses Dart, React Native uses JavaScript, Xamarin uses C#, Native uses Swift or Kotlin. Then performance, Flutter is near native, React Native is good, but this one for Swift, they are saying it is the best. Okay, then hot reload, it is Flutter has that, React Native also has it, Xamarin and Native do not. Then the learning curve for Flutter, it is medium, React Native easy, Xamarin medium, then Native hard. So here you can try to compare and see which one you can tap into, and you get what you want very fast. Okay, so Flutter files, we're going to go on to the next step. What's the next step?
Excuse me.
Yes, any question?
Yes. Like Flutter, it from where?
Okay. Flutter, this file which we downloaded, this one, Flutter Windows 3.35.2. Do you have that file?
Yes.
So you just what's this? So you have to open this file. I don't know whether you have this file, this software which opens zipped files, or in any way you open zipped files.
Yes.
I will open it with this application like that. Then this is Flutter. You extract to the disk C. There is a folder called Flutter. Did you have that folder?
I hadn't.
You create a folder in local disk C called Flutter. So
Okay.
when you're extracting, you extract to that folder.
Okay.
Yes. So local disk C, I'm done. This is where I put my command line tools in a folder called Android SDK. Then I export this folder. You can see it here. Some other question? Is there a hand?
There's a question in the chat.
Okay, what's the person saying?
What?
Okay, hot reload, we shall see it. Derek, don't worry, we shall look at hot reload after doing our installation. We shall do it practically and you get to see what it means. So no worries. Okay. So after doing this, we are going to go into, let me see what we are doing next. We have finished unzipping the command line tools and the Flutter SDK to a directory in C. We've created a directory for both and we have put both files there. Then we should create the environment path for Flutter SDK. So this is what you do. In local disk C here, you open this folder called Flutter and then still you open Flutter. You should see a directory called bin, this one here, bin. You double click to open it. Then up here, you click here to copy this URL. Then you copy, Control C, copy. Then after copying, you search for environment variables. You can set env and to come here in the system environment variables. You open that. Then you click environment variables. Then when it opens, you double click on path under system variables. There's one path here. You double click this, then click new and paste it there. I don't know whether we are okay there or I should repeat.
We are okay. We are following.
Fine.
First repeat.
Okay, let me cancel. Cancel. Okay, so we are saying we are going to create the environment path for Flutter SDK. Now, to do this, you go into this PC, local disk C, you open Flutter, then still you open Flutter, then you look for a directory which is called bin. It is right over here, bin. You open it. Have you reached there? The people who are following, who are doing it, I hope you've reached there. Then you see here there is this PC, local disk C, Flutter, bin. You just click after this arrow here. You just click in front and this is it a URL? What is it? It will be in blue, meaning you can copy it. So you just right click and you say copy. Then you look for environment variables. It is here. Open it. Then you say environment variables here. Then we have here user variables and then system variables. So I'll double click on path here under system variables. When you double click, you have something like this. You click new. Then you paste what you copied from the other side. Then you click OK, and then OK. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. So we are done with that step. We are done with this. Okay, we are done. The next step is creating a path for Java SDK. The path which we just added to the environment variables is for the Flutter SDK. Now we also have to add the path for Java JDK. So same thing, I will go to this PC and then local disk C and then program files, and then I will have to look for Java. Remember we installed Java earlier on. If you have not installed Java, you won't see Java here. So see you have JDK23 here. You open it, then you go inside the bin folder. Then the same story, we want this path here because it is what we want to add to the environment variable. So you click here to capture the path. You say copy. Then still you look for env the system environment variables. It's opening environment variables here. Still path is here. You double click this path. You see this is the path which we just added for Flutter. Now we're going to add the one for Java JDK. You click new and you paste it there. Is this step okay? In case of any queries, you can always raise them. Then we say okay. Then before we exit this, we need to create something else. We need to create a variable called Java Home. So here where you see the word new, you click new. Then the variable name, we are going to call it Java Home, Java underscore home, like that. Then here you paste the same path which we copied for Java JDK, but now you delete the bin part and you just leave it at that. I hope this is okay. So the variable name is Java Home, then the variable value, you put the other value which we copied for Java JDK, but you delete the bin part and you just leave it at JDK 23. Then you click OK and OK. I hope we are okay to this level. Are we okay, guys?
It's okay, we can proceed.
Okay. Then we should move on. We've created the path for Java JDK. The next thing is to install the Android SDK. Let's see this in the next slide. Okay. So we are going, okay, there is something I forgot here. Do I have it in the slides? Anyway, so these ones that you see here, let me okay, and I paste this for you in the chat so that you just copy and paste them in the browser. But before that, let me add the fourth one. There are 4 commands here which we shall run to install the Android SDK. So the fourth one is this. Platform tools. This S should be lowercase. Make sure it is lowercase. Then this I'll copy from here and then paste it there like that. So we are going to work with these 4 commands the way you see them here. The first one is for platforms. The second one is for build tools. The third one is for command line tools. And the fourth one is for platform tools. So I'll first deal with this one. But where do we install them from? So you open your file explorer, then you go to this PC, then you open local disk C, then you open Android SDK, then you open command line tools, then you open the bin folder, Then you follow this path the way you see it here. You click here and then you write CMD. After writing CMD, click enter. Then you can even maximize. This is going to run all those 4 commands from. If you're following, you must be at this level. So let me copy these commands one by one and I start running them. Copy, and paste there. SDK media platform, Android 34 data. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, it will ask you to agree to the license. Then you say yes, and there it is now downloading the platform's tools. If you're following up, you must be here. If there are no issues. Are you there with me? Ahumuza, are you there with me?
I was later.
Okay, you find recording here, have it uploaded.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just wait for this to download until we receive 100%, and then we shall be done. If you don't have stable internet, it is still okay. Our host is recording this and he will share, and you can review the video later on and you install when you have better internet connection. But if you have a good internet connection, you can move along with me. So the first one is done 100%. Let's pick the second one, which is here. The second one is here. Copy and paste it there. Enter, and we give it time also. Installing Android SDK. Okay, in a few minutes it will be done. In a few minutes it will be done. In just a few minutes it will be done. Okay, that is also done. Then let's go for the third one, which is right over here. Latest SDK. Okay, copy and it. Then we run it. Okay, this one should also be done in a few minutes. Excuse me. Okay, this is taking a couple of minutes, but it will be done not long from now. If there is, you can always use them as wait for it. Okay, it's done finally, and we have one more command here. Okay, this last one, we shall just run this, then we see. Okay. Find platform tools. Is the spelling okay? Let's check. Okay, let me see again. Failed to find platform tools. Why? Let me do this. Platform tools. Okay. Let me. It is done. So I paste for you this in the paste for you this in the comment section. Okay, that's the first one that you run. Then the second one is this. This is the second one. Then the third one is this. And the fourth one, let me take the one I used here. It seems it is the one which has the right syntax. This one. Okay, platform tools. So those four commands are the ones you need. So since we are done doing that, this is what we are going to do. Let me see what we are left with to do. Okay, we are done running those commands. Then we have to set the environment path for the Android SDK. So you have to just open the bin folder of the command line tools, copy its path into the environment variables path. So what I would do, let's minimize this. Okay, File Explorer, this PC, local disk C, Android SDK, command line tools, bin is here. This is Flutter Doctor is a strong command which works with Flutter to check whether the necessary components run, and if you run it, it will tell you what is installed, what is missing, and what you need to do. So let's do Flutter Doctor. Okay, since I'm running it for the first time, it will have to first do that before continuing.
There is a question in the chat.
Yes, what's the question?
Someone asking whether we paste the commands that you shared with us.
Okay, where to paste the commands? Okay, tell me that. This is where you paste those commands. This PC, then you open local disk C, then you open Android SDK, then you open command line tools, then you open bin, then you see in front here, you just click here, then you write cmd. When you hit enter, a command prompt will open, and this is where you run those commands from. Karanzi Charles is here. Karanzi Charles, and it is okay. That's where you run those commands from. Okay. So let me check. We had run Flutter Doctor. It is still running, and we shall see the results soon. Got dependencies. Okay. Karanzi Charles, have you been successful?
Not yet.
You try the first one. You tried all of the 4 commands, and then
I'm still stranded on bin.
okay, so it is now starting to show us what we need. So it is saying unable to locate Android SDK. So we have Flutter is 3.35, Windows is present, Android SDK not located, Chrome is around. It is not seeing, but this one is, you can ignore this because VS Code is already installed, but this error is always there. Then Android Studio, we don't need it. VS Code, it is there. Connected devices. So this is the error which we need to deal with. It's not locating the Android SDK. So what we do, let's try to sort that. Okay, I will go to this PC, local disk C, Android command line tools. Then this bin folder, I'll copy this. Then env, then environment variables, then I'll create a new path which I'll name. What can I call it? Okay, let me call it Android underscore home. Then the value I'll put here this, then delete the bin part. Okay, and okay. Then open a fresh CMD. and then you run Flutter Doctor again. And we see how it moves this time. Okay, this time we are successful. We are almost there. Flutter is installed. We have a tick. Windows, we have Windows 11 present, a tick. Android toolchain, there is still a caution. Some Android licenses not accepted. To resolve this, run Flutter Doctor dash Android license. So let's copy this the way it is here up to there. Copy that and paste it here and run it to accept the Android licenses. Okay, then you just keep pressing Y for yes, Y to mean yes. Just keep accepting these licenses. Oh, keep one license accepted. I think I missed one. Let me repeat. I missed one. We should accept all these licenses. Okay, there is a question, but hold on. Y, enter. Y, enter. SDK package licenses accepted. So this is a right. I'll run that again. Flutter Doctor, and it will give us a summary of what we have and what we need and need not have. Okay, so whenever I see this, this shows that we are good to go. This caution for Android Studio, we don't need Android Studio. This one you can see saying VS not installed, but it is installed, so you ignore it, it won't stop your app from running because the tick for VS Code is already here. So we are done. When you see this, it means you're good to go. You have Flutter installed. There is a hand. Who has moved here? I don't know, there is someone who has received that success rate. And where are you? Where have you read?
I typed in the chat.
You have. Okay. You're stranded here. Okay, so let me just repeat one more time on where you run these commands from. Let me close all the CMDs that I have. So on my side, I'm done installing Flutter and I'm good to create Flutter apps now. But just to repeat, for someone who missed, okay, let me do this. I will remove this and just bring this and paste it here. This S is lowercase, then this should be platform tools, SDK roots, just like that. So these are the 4 commands that you need to run. You should run the above commands one after the other in a CMD opened inside the folder of the command line tools. Now our command tools are here. You go to this PC, local disk C, Android SDK, command line tools, bin folder is here. Up here, this path here, you just click in front here. When you see it highlighted, you write CMD, then you click enter, and the CMD, the command prompt will open inside that folder. You should be having something like that. So this is why you run those 4 commands one after the other. Karanzi, is it okay? Okay, so when you do that, you will finally manage to install. The others who have not installed with us, you will follow the video later on, and you also, in case you fail, you drop questions in our WhatsApp group where you've gotten stuck, and we shall be able to guide you. So I'm done installing Flutter, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to create a simple Flutter app for us. Okay, so what I'll do, I won't create it from scratch. Where should I create it? Let me create it. Should I use my Flash? Okay, let me just store it. Let me just create it on the desktop. So I've navigated to the desktop and I've clicked here. Then CMD, and there you go. I've opened the CMD, the command prompt on the desktop. This is where I want to create my Flutter app. To create a Flutter application, you write the word Flutter, then create. So you have to make yourself used to the command line interface, because Flutter uses it quite a lot, and even Git uses it, so you have to be familiar with it. So to create a Flutter app, you write the word Flutter, create, space, then you write the name of the app. But this is the naming convention for Flutter apps. You should, what am I writing? Let me create a simple login page of an app. So I'll say login app. So if you are creating, you should have the name. If you have two names to represent your app, you should have them separated with a that symbol. Is it underscore? Probably. Then you click enter. Okay, creating project login app. So my app is being created, and in few minutes I will receive the project folder. In just a few minutes I'll be having it created, and I'll have a chance to run it. Right now it is being created. So any app which you want to create, that's how you create it. Whether it is you want to create your own WhatsApp, that you want to create a snake game. So if it is snake game, you just write Flutter create snake game. Then you should have underscore between snake and game. That's the naming convention. Don't write case letters when you're naming Flutter apps, then it's not allowed here. And what else? Don't use other symbols which are not allowed. You basically use lowercase symbols, underscore, and even dash. I'm not sure dash is allowed. I'll check. But you can even give it a name, login, and the name of your app, and you're good to go. So we are almost there. So Flutter is just tweaking the installation part, but when you have some internet connection, it is not big. When you're installing everything, it's just fine. So you can see all done. You can find general documentation for Flutter there. In your application, type this. So I'll do cd login app to move into the folder for my app. When I go to the desktop is, you can see my app is here. It has already been created. This is my folder. This is my project. A project has already been created called login app, and these are all the project files and folders. So I'm going to run it. I will have to run these two commands. The first one, cd login app, to get into the folder I've moved into. Then I will run Flutter run to run the project. Flutter run. When you do Flutter run, there will be options for you asking how you want to run. Do you want to run your app from a window? Do you want to run from Chrome? Do you want to run from Microsoft Edge? For now, let me choose Chrome, which is option 2, and it will start launching. It will start launching, guys. It will start launching. Just wait a few minutes and app will launch, and test it as of now. Waiting for action from the bug service. Also, just a few minutes it's running. Meanwhile, if there is a question, you can. So those of you who have your final year projects where you need to do an application, you can think of building an application just like this. So the app is here. It is loading, and it will execute. It will execute. Okay, it will execute. Okay, yeah, you go. So this is the default. This is the default application. That's how it looks like. It is called the home page, and then you have pushed the button this many times, 0. So you click plus. The more you click plus, this figure keeps on counting upwards. So this is the demo Flutter application. Whenever you create a Flutter application, this is the demo code that's provided. This is what it generates. Then there's an option to run this on your mobile phone. Let me connect my mobile device here, and I will also try to see if I can demonstrate it on my screen so that you can see. So I'm connecting my phone. I'm connecting my phone. When you connect your phone, okay, let me first accept this. If you've never run Flutter applications, or you've never used your phone for testing mobile applications, you will have to first of all go to settings, and then look for something called build number. Then you click on build number 7 times until they tell you are now. Anyways, let me first mirror my device here and I will show you. So I have some software here which mirrors your device, your mobile device on the screen, and we shall be using it here. You have this software, you can also use it. Okay, is it running? Okay, so hopefully you can see my mobile phone screen on my screen. Are people still there? Can you see my mobile phone screen here? Okay, so if you've never used your phone for running apps or using your mobile phone as an emulator, in fact this is the best option. I don't like using Windows emulators. Chrome, I used to rely much on Chrome, but it's me who knows what that did to me towards the end of last semester. So I encourage you to always run or test your applications using your phone. So if you've never used your phone for testing, this is what you do. You need to go to settings. settings, then you search for you go to about in your phone. I know you'll find it under about. Then you should see build number somewhere. Mine, I don't even know where it is. I don't know where I clicked it from, but you should see build number. Okay, build number is here, so I click it. 1, 2. Anyway, is it this one? So they are telling me no need. Developer mode has already been enabled. So if you've never enabled developer mode, you click this 7 times and you're now a developer. After that, what you're left to do is go to developer options. Mine is here. If you don't find yours, you just search for it from here. So mine is here, and developer options is on. Also USB debug be. This is what you should do in order to test your app. So it is here, USB debugging connected, and it is on. So with these options activated, when you connect your phone, you can be able to run your application from your phone and you test it from there. So since this is okay, let me now go back to my app here and try to run it again. So I will write here Flutter run again. This time it should run from my phone since my phone is connected. The other time it was running from Chrome, but you can see now it is running automatically from my phone. Launching main.dat on Samsung blah 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 in debug mode. So we just wait for it to finish. Just wait for it. So the first time it takes some time. The hot reload feature, which we shall look at after here. When you're done running it for the first time, the preceding times you just click on reload and you do not have to run the whole project once again, which may cause delays. You just keep reloading the project using that hot reload feature. Okay, so let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit for it to finish running. Okay. Okay, meanwhile, as it is running, when it runs, we shall see it here. Let me open this project which we created. Remember, our app is on the desktop. It is on the desktop here, login app. So let me go to VS Code and I open our project in VS Code and we have a look. So say file, open folder, then desktop, and then login app. And there we go. And there it is. This is our project. Yes, I trust the authors. So this is our project. This is how a Flutter project looks like. This is how a Flutter project looks like. You have all these folders with it. There is Android. Okay. There is build. There is iOS. There is lib, Linux. There is Mac OS, test, web, git ignore, metadata, pubspec.yaml. So the most important ones, anyway, we shall discuss them shortly. We shall discuss this as we are waiting for my app to run. Let me take you briefly through the folder structure. So this is the project structure for a Flutter project. You should always have these folders that you've seen, but I'll focus on the main things that you'll be using. We have lib folder, lib. So lib is where you write most of your app code. By convention, main.dat is the endpoint. You can reorganize it further to look like that. So you can see here in my project structure under lib, lib, there is a file called main.dat. This is the code that is made the other app which when I ran it in Chrome, you saw something like Flutter demo homepage, and then it was asking me click here, and then when I clicked, it told me you've clicked the button this many times. So the code that is making that happen is under main.dat. So this is where you write that code from. So if you need to add other files of that code, you have to put all those files. Any code that you write in that or Flutter, it has to be under the lib folder. So under lib, we can create other folders to have our project organized well. Like they are showing us here, you can create a folder called screens to have all your screens. For example, if you have a login screen, you have a logout screen, you have a homepage, you have a settings screen, you should have a folder called screens, and all those files are organized there so that they are not just dumped here. Because when you're building a robust app, it will be very for you if you have some organization of the files you search for. So let me create new folder and then say screens. By the way, by convention, most Flutter apps, you would always have to have a screens folder under lib where you store your screens. But main, never put main under another subfolder, the main lib folder. But under lib, you can create other folders. So to create another folder, like I've created screens, still you right click on lib and you say new folder. So this time, let me create widgets. I click on lib, new folder. Let me name this widgets. We shall look at widgets on Monday. We shall have someone to take us through widgets on Monday. No worries. Then models, maybe you're bringing in some machine learning models and you want them, your application to have some artificial intelligence. You need to create a folder called models, and this is where you store all your models and they can be accessed. Then services is also important. Services, and that is done. All these folders, I've created them under lib. This is lib. Under lib there is models, screens, services, widgets, and finally main.dat. Even here, when it's open from the desktop, you should be able to see that this is lib. It has main.dat. These are the folders which I've just created. Okay, so like I've said, lib is the folder where you will always do much of the work from. All your code will be embedded under there. Then Android, it contains the Android project, Gradle files, Kotlin. It is easy to add native Android code dependencies, important files. For example, there is Android manifest file and the build Gradle file. So Android is a configuration for the settings that you need to do with your app. You find yourself using the build.gradle app file and this Android manifest file. So let me show you that. Is it running? Maybe not. So let me close lib. So this is the Android that we are talking about. When you click to open it, it has Gradle, it has app. Okay. Is here, yes. Then you should not get confused. Some of these have the same names, but you should always look for what you want. There is a specific file which I want, build.gradle. It is here, build.gradle. So you always need to modify this. If there are some changes or settings you need to modify that in order to make your app to run the way you want it to run, or there are some changes that need to be done in settings, you always visit the build.gradle. But there are two build.gradle files, so you should be careful. This particular one is under Android. The first one that you see anyway, is this open? Okay, is this open? Okay, so you can see this is the first one. Then this is Android, and the first build.gradle file that you see, this is what we call Android build.gradle. It is under Android and then build.gradle. So this is file. In case of troubleshooting and you need to get to it, don't visit the wrong one. Then still under Android is where we find build.gradle. Then when you open up, there's another build.gradle. So this one is Android, then app, then build.gradle. So that two build.gradle files, but modify the right files in case you need to do some settings. There are some settings you need to modify. So that is that. Like I've said, this Android folder is mainly a configurations folder, like making, coming up with settings, make your app to run what is supposed to run. You want to visit it, but when it's running correctly, you don't need to visit it whatsoever. Okay, still running, we give it time. Okay, something else we can look at, we've done that. So this is the iOS is the equivalent of Android. Android is when you're testing your application using an Android phone. Testing your application using an iOS phone, then you need to modify this iOS folder instead. So it is there, and you modify the files as required when you need to visit it unless required. Then we have the web, which contains files for running Flutter as a web app. Like we did at the beginning, we run our app as a web app. So the files are enabling that to run the JavaScript says it is under the web folder. It is right over here. So you can see index.html is here, and so on and so forth. Okay, you can close that. Then Windows, Linux, Mac OS, you want to work in some of these folders as part of your folder. And test contains widget.dat, widget test.dat is here. It always has this by default, so it's there. So in case you rarely work with it also, but you need to make things with it, widget test.dat, you always find it under test. Then okay, so appsec.yaml is the last thing that I'm about. It is one of the most important files. Is when you define applications name and version. The dependencies. By dependencies, it has plugins like HTTP provider. If you need to add images to your application or other special fonts you need to use, all those are defined under pubspec.yaml or YML. You can call it the way you want to. So this YAML file is another file that is very important. You can see the name of the app is here. You can change it if you need to. You can give the description to your app here, and the version you define it there is telling us this is now the environment specifics. Our Android SDK, it is version 3.90. Then we have Flutter SDK installed. You can see it here. Cupertino, dev dependencies, and so on. So yes, you need to add an image to run your application. It has to be defined over here where you see assets, images, and so on. But then that image you have, you save it, and then you define it here so that Flutter knows where to find it. You will see all these things in action next week. No worries. I'm just taking you up to walk you through how everything is structured. So if you need, whenever you need to add fonts, you can see fonts are commented out here. So if I need to add some fonts, special fonts to my application, I will uncomment this, and then I define the font. Here, this is the path. This means that under a folder called assets, there's another folder called fonts, and then there is a file for fonts called Skylar regular.ttf. So if it is not there, you get an error. So for now it's not there, then comment it. But whenever you add fonts, they are also added into this pubspec.yaml. So since it is the first time, this thing is taking some time, but we can be patient with it. It is almost there. I don't know whether there is any question with project structure for Flutter. If there's any question, you can always ask. But today was basically meant for you to install Flutter and then showing you the project structure for your Flutter application and also your Flutter application. So as we're waiting for this, I wanted to do something, but this is delaying us. I don't know. Running task, assemble debug. Okay. Let's hope it goes there. Okay, guys, I don't know when I left I didn't know I left. I just found me talking to myself. So you can tell me, I don't know what was I explaining before I left? Boniface, you can be.
You had you had started telling us about what you wanted to do. I think after running this project, there is something you were talking about that you want to show us.
Okay, had I finished explaining the project structure?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I don't even know. This is tricky. I don't even know what I wanted to say. But, anyways, I wanted to run some app here. We create a simple app, chap chap, but this has delayed us. So what I'll do, I'll open one of my coding assistants and I give it a command as we wait for this app to be running. So let me use Claude. Claude, there is DeepSeek. Those two are good with Flutter. Claude and DeepSeek. ChatGPT, I don't usually use it. Gemini is also good, although not very good. So we can create a simple app here with this. Create a simple um, login screen of an app in Flutter. So okay, okay. Anyway, keep waiting. But meanwhile, our stand. We need a login screen. Simple Flutter, modern, clean, email, password, login. So this is the beauty of AI. Sometimes you do not need to create some of these things from scratch. That's why we took you through that programming, so that even if you find a code already generated, you know what it is. So you can see it has given us some basic code here. You can know that these are classes, and then this is a method, and yeah. So okay, so let me copy this. Then I can create a file here where I will split the main file after it's done installing. And I can create a folder here and call main2 just temporarily. The name is not a valid folder. Choose a different. Okay, let me call it login.dat. Enter. Then I can paste a code there. So this is our code for generating a login screen, and I save this. So we are still waiting. When you're running your app for the first time, it is, but as you keep doing it, it won't be delaying like this. So I don't know whether it will finish running in time before we finish our class. I just hope it does. Meanwhile, if there is any question, please, you can drop it and we see how to help you. Okay. Okay, so we ran into an error. Let me just connect my phone. We shall back this. Yes. And So this is the file which needs changes. It is telling us line 19. I don't know what the issue is. Let me have a look. What went wrong? A problem occurred. Configuring project app. NDK not configured. Download it with this. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, we shall debug this error in the next class. For now, let me just run it from Chrome like we did before we can finish, because we have run out of time. Let me run from Chrome. Okay, let me run it from Chrome. We shall debug this issue in our next session, and we'll be able to find out what the issue is, and we have it running on our mobile phone. For now, let's run it in Chrome. We see it and we self-modify it to have that login screen. Okay, Chrome is there. Okay, our app is executing. And it's there. Localhost login app. Okay, yeah, there it is. So let me change this code, and I put the code for the file I've just included. Remember, I saved it in login.dat. So let me copy this code that I got from our assistant and paste it here. Save this. Now this is where the reload feature comes in. I do not have to execute this again. I just have to come to the command line and type R. R is for hot reload this loading. Okay. Okay, there is another undefined name. Main is functional. Okay, let's just stop this and just run it afresh. Okay, there are still issues. Undefined name main. Okay. Let me try to solve this with Claude. We can say debug this. Okay, so it was missing the main function, that's why it was not executing. Okay, has it been included? I don't think so. Has it been included? As if not, let me have a look. Okay, version 2. Yeah, I think it has been solved. Copy, and we have it here. Save. Now next time we run it again. Okay, Chrome. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Okay, it is there. Executing. Yeah. Okay, so our app is there. This is the login screen which we have. Email from there, password, the login button is here. You have a chance to continue with Google. If you don't have anything, you can sign up. There's a sign up button here. Forgot password. So that is that. A simple login. So the hot feature, for example, let me change this login, change to sign in. So let me look for it. Login. Login is here. I want to maybe change to sign in. Sign in. Then you save. So here I'll just type R here. Okay. Loaded. You can see the application managed. Let me check it. See now I'm saying. So this is the importance of it. If you make any changes, whenever we keep making changes, you do not have to stop it from running. You just have to update your changes by reloading the application using that hot reload feature. If you're done and you want to stop it, you can stop it from here, or you type Q for quitting. And for Q for quitting. So, unless there are questions, I want us to stop here. It's already late. We shall build on this on Monday. Unless there are questions. There are no questions. Boniface, you can take up from there.
All right, thank you, Mr. Simon, for a wonderful session. It's been an enjoyable session. Yeah. Now I think we have started the practical field of Flutter and mobile app development. Now, for now, I think we have wrapped up our week. We are resuming next week on Monday. Allow me say have a good evening, all of us, and see you on Monday. Unless there's a question before we leave. Guys, is there any question? If there is no question, let's meet again on Monday. And I think we don't need us to miss. So let's make it a must. Always attend and come in time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Boniface. Thank you, everyone. Till next week. Peace and love.